Today we're going to do a knife video which features what just might be the perfect urban EDC folding knife. This is the Banter knife designed by knife superstar Ben Petersen. It has all the qualifications that I'm looking for the perfect EDC blade. So we're going to go over those qualifications in this video. We'll go over the specs and we'll also compare this knife with some of its competitors. So let's get started now with this video featuring the Banter knife. Let's start out this video by going through all of the qualifications that I'm looking for the perfect urban EDC blade. The first criteria being that I want a knife that's not tactical looking. I don't want to take out a knife in an office environment, for example, and have them call HR on me because I have some Rambo looking knife. I want it to look like a gentleman knife, something that's very classy looking, very innocent looking, and non-threatening. I think that the Banter knife definitely meets that criteria. For number two, in an urban environment, I'm looking for a blade that's less than 3 inches in length. Oftentimes in the cities, at least in the United States, they have various laws that it can't be over 3 inches. And this knife is right around 2.8 inches, so it's the perfect length for me. The third item that I'm looking for the perfect EDC blade is color options for the handles of the blades or the scales. I don't want just a black tactical looking knife like a Ninja Black or something like that. This is an awesome blue. I think it should be called Ben Blue. This is the Ben Blue handles. It's G10 handles on here with a very non-aggressive texture to it, so it's not going to rip up your pants or anything like that. Again, I think that this blue knife would look less threatening than a black tactical looking knife. So I generally like blue knives or wood scale handles, and that's one of the criteria that I'm looking for in an urban environment. Number four, I'm looking for a liner locked blade. So this meets this criteria. It features stainless steel liner locking and it has a spear point blade to it. By the way, the action is really nice on this one. We're going to focus on that a little later in this video, but it's just very smooth to the touch. Number five, I want high quality materials and construction. This knife definitely meets that. The blade features the S35VN, which is very popular in the bushcrafting community for its durability. And so it's just built well and has high quality materials. And number six, and maybe the most important for me, is to have a super deep pocket clip. The Banter knife definitely has this. It's deeper than any of the other pocket clips that I have on my other folding knives, which used to be my more ideal urban EDC knives. This one beats it out. I don't like having a knife sticking out of my pocket and that's visible in an office setting. So I definitely want to have a super deep pocket clip. Now, before we get started with this review, I will admit that I am a little bit biased because I really like Ben Petersen. He's an awesome guy. I think most people like Ben Petersen. I've known him for maybe half a decade now. He recently came on my live stream and we got to talk a lot about his background and about knives and other topics. He's just an awesome guy. So I may be a little bit biased, but if he were to make a jabroni knife, I would also let him know that it's a jabroni knife. This is not a jabroni knife. This is an awesome knife, but it just happens to be made by someone that I really like, Ben Petersen. Now let's start going through some of the specifications and technical details of the Banter knife. The Banter knife features G10 handles that have a very gentle texture to it, so it's not going to mess up your pockets. The Banter knife currently comes in Ben Blue or in black. I personally prefer the Ben Blue handles over the black because I think it works better in an urban environment. Again, I don't want my urban EDC knife to look threatening in any way. Sometimes the Ninja Black handle might give off the wrong impression. As I mentioned, it has a very deep carry pocket clip that features recessed screws. When you have it in your pocket, it's tip up. Now let's go over the blade itself. This one features a spear point blade made with CPM S35VN steel. S35VN steel is known for its edge retention, its toughness, and its ease of maintenance. It's not quite Valerian steel, but it's pretty close. S35VN was first created in 2009, and it's a modified formula to the previous S30V by adding niobium to the forming elements. So this particular composition makes it tougher, so it's resistant to edge chipping without reducing the wear resistance. S35VN also has a finer grain structure than S30V. Because of the addition of the niobium, it's easier for manufacturers to machine, grind, and polish. I do know that the very extreme bushcrafting and tactical users prefer the S35VN for its added benefits. The Banter knife features very smooth deployment action. It has a dual-sided thumb stud, it's a manual opener, and liner lock as I mentioned earlier. Let's take a closer listen to just how smooth the deployment action is on the Banter knife. It's a fairly lightweight knife and it has an overall length of 6.5 inches. This plain edge spear point blade has a length of 2.8 inches, which works well in an urban environment. Now let's start comparing the Banter knife to some competitive devices for a perfect urban EDC knife. The ones that I've been using for the past few years are the Enzo Burke 75 knives, which are very similar in design, but I think that the Banter beats it out in a few different criteria. The Enzo Burke 35 features more of a straight back blade compared to the plain edge spear point blade of the Banter knife. The Banter knife is a little bit shorter than the Enzo Burke 35 by a couple of millimeters, but the handle of the Burke 75 is probably a half an inch longer than the Banter knife. The Burke 75 features D2 steel, and then we have S35VN for the Banter knife. They both feature very deep carry pocket clips, which is a main criteria for me for an urban environment, but the Banter knife is slightly deeper than the Burke 75. So another knife that you could compare with the WE Banter knife is the Benchmade bug-out knife. As you can see, they're fairly similar. They both happen to be blue in this one, but I think that the WE Banter beats out the bug-out knife for a few different criteria. Let's go over those now. The bug-out knife features a blade length that's about half of an inch longer than the Banter knife. They both have a very similar blade style, although I would say that the bug-out knife has more of an aggressive blade and that the Banter knife is a little bit wider. The bug-out knife does weigh about an ounce less than the Banter knife, which is really nice. It also has a little bit more jimping area on the back of the blade. While both of them have that deep carry pocket clip, the Banter knife is by far deeper than the bug-out knife. The bug-out knife features S30V steel, while the Banter knife features S35VN steel, so a little bit better. One noticeable difference between the Banter and the bug-out blades is when it's in the closed position, there's a little bit of a gap where the blade is compared to the handle on the bug-out knife, while you don't have that similar gap with the Banter knife. I think I prefer the cleaner look of the non-gap opening while in the closed position for the Banter knife compared to the bug-out knife, just because the gap opening on the bug-out knife does expose a semi-aggressive edge to it when it's in the closed position. And lastly, the handle of the Banter knife is about half of an inch shorter than the bug-out knife. And while this isn't that big of a deal, the Banter knife can do a tail stand on one side, while the other two knives cannot. With regard to the country of manufacture, the Enzo Burke 75 is made in Finland, the Benchmade Bug-Out is made in the USA, and the WE Banter is made in China. I generally prefer knives and tools that are made either in Europe or in the United States of America. While the WE knives are made out of China, over the years I've found that their construction and the quality of the materials are comparable to the knives coming out of the United States and also from various countries in Europe. So all in all, the WE Banter knife meets my criteria for the perfect urban EDC knife. It has all of the things that I'm looking for to have a folding knife in an urban environment. It's not tactical looking, it's of the right length, it's of the right build quality, it has colored scales on it, it has a super deep pocket clip, it just has everything that I'm looking for. So while there's some other knives that are fairly close, I think that the WE Banter knife beats them out right now. So you'll be seeing this particular knife in my updated EDC video or everyday carry video. So please leave your comments below in the comments section regarding this video. I provided links in the description box on where you can pick this up. You can get it from Blade HQ and some from other sources. So I've provided those links in the description box. Leave your comments below in the comments section and stay tuned for more videos. Again, this one featured the WE Banter knife. See you guys next time.